Всем доброго времени суток, уважаемые дамы и господа, продолжаем. Call of Juarez Gunslinger. Мы в прошлый раз остановились на контрольной точке. Вот, по заданию надо разыскать пещеру Серого волка. Ну что ж, отправимся. Ах ты, пидор! Один не захотел помирать. Ну так мы ему поможем. Пошли! Динамо бежит, Спартак бежит, все бегут. Вот же, блядь, а! Ухошлёпы! Пещерные, блядь! А тут не бегун, нет! Чем больше опыта за убийство, тем быстрее заряжается замедлитель времени, так скажем. Блять, наушники съехали, прошу прощения. Сползли. Глупые наушники, которые с микрофоном вместе.
A few years back, I was married to two Mescalero women.
At the same time?
Yeah, they were sisters. Polygyny is traditional among the Mescalero.
So what happened?
Oh, I had to get out of there. Those girls never shut up. Both of them nagging at me all the time. Drove me half crazy. Haven't seen them since.
No, I mean, what happened with Mr. Wolf?
Oh, well, I pursued him into the Cave of Death.
Заебал ты оружие рассматривать. Ебать, а там туман. Туман смерти. Куда мне надо? Так, нет. Нет, туда, я пойду аж сюда. Да, блядь, что такое? О, ну я пришел. Шестизарядник, секрет. Ну, что-то гравированный на шестизарядник. И дали в очко навыка. Дали в очко навыка. Во! Вот что я хочу. Это что? Гравированный рейнджер. И это тоже, почему она звезда? Ну ладно, хуй с ним, звезда, пизда. Звездец, пиздец! О, выходите, урки, папа дома! Сейчас будет
Came
пизда
upon this
персона.
flooded grotto, and that's when I saw him. He came to me unarmed and unafraid. His voice echoed in the shadows. And I sensed he meant me no harm.
You carry great darkness in your heart, and if you do not release it, it will claim your soul.
The sound of his voice put some kind of ancient Indian spell on me. As his story unfolded in my mind.
Раз,
You will come to this place
два,
again and kill many more men, and the darkness will grow until it
бля, мимо.
everything.
Три,
Soul
четыре,
have no rainbow if the eye have no tears.
пять.
He
Сука.
said I was a great
Шесть.
warrior, a coyote man. unequaled by any other pale-faced warrior.
7,
Or something like that.
8,
The snakes will bite shadows of the
Yes.
past until a venom poisons
Yes.
the heart, and an echo of the song of the dead
11.
summons the spirits deep from within.
12, 13,
I didn't quite get what he was saying, but there was definitely snakes.
14. А ты, блядь, не спрячься нигде. Пидоры ебаные. Буду с одной стороны прикрываться. Что за блядство? Шухер? Пошел нахуй. Окружать они меня тут будут. Нахуй
I swear I
пошло.
couldn't see any way out of this trap. But suddenly, one just appeared. Kind of like a miracle.
Кто появился-то? Ладно. Хуй с вами.
I felt like I would be lost in that damn cave forever. Finally, I found myself back outside, perched on the edge of a precipice overlooking a thundering whitewater river. To get where I was going required several leaps of faith,
Бля!
but no way in hell I was turning back.
Проебал моменту. Моменту в море. Моментально в море.
I chased after him, determined to make him explain the meaning of all that mumbo-jumbo.
Mumbo Jumbo's right. Are you making this all up as
Эй, Мамбо!
A few details may be fuzzy,
Mumbo-jumbo.
brother, but I am relating
Ай, сука.
exactly what happened to me.
Пидорас. Оп, аккуратненько.
There were dozens of Apache warriors aiming at me from on high.
dozens?
Ну,
Well, maybe
сука.
not dozens, but there was a lot of them.
At least 3 or 4.
Прикольная способность.
More than that, little lady.
Киноху заебал-то. Мамбо-джамбо, бля.
I had a steep climb up creek ahead of me and scrambled up those rocks like a mountain goat. I was determined to locate Grey Wolf and find out exactly what the hell he was trying to tell me. And wouldn't you know it, that crafty son of a bitch led me right into it.
А!
What kind of trap?
Well, son, there had to be at least 100 Apaches surrounding me.
100?
God be my witness.
Oh, come on. Who you kidding?
Hey, I believe you. Come on, tell us how it ended.
All right, but I'm not gonna drag this out. Where were we?
You were surrounded by 100 Apache warriors.
Well, I didn't take the time to count them exactly, but there were a lot of them.
Нахуй! Нахуй! Бесплатно! Нахуй! Ебаные бегуны! Мне щас пизды тут быстренько дадут, нахуй! Блядь, спрятаться-то некуда! Сука! Блядь, это просто шутка какая-то! Давайте хоть способность выучу. Так, а что у меня тут есть? А тут? А нет что-нибудь на продление? На продление концентрации. А, во! Их ебать, как далеко-то. Ну ладно, давай. Жестик было бы вообще жестко играть. Хорошо я слышки. Давай быстрее. Заебали. Блядь, в натуре убивает нахуй. Пиздец, просто убивает. Да иди ты нахуй, заебал ты.
And in the end, a path appeared before me that I had not seen before.
Три попытки понадобилось, чтобы, я не знаю, оно само
I
прошлось.
followed it as I desperately needed to find out what Grey Wolf was trying to tell me.
4-4. Первой жизни я собрал все. Все самородки.
But it was like that son of a bitch disappeared into thin air. Never did find him. And never did collect my goddamn bounty.
Просто борода.
Thank you, darling. It's interesting how the truth can sometimes seem, might malleable, depending upon your point of view.
Like how those dime novels make you out to be something you're not?
Jack, don't be starting trouble.
No, he's right. They do tend to exaggerate.
Did they exaggerate your part in taking down the Daltons?
Well, I was there in the flesh, boy, so I saw what happened firsthand.
Эпизод 6. Братья Далтоны.
Those Daltons were lawmen once, before they all went bad, robbing banks and trains clear across the territory. Until Coffeeville, of course. I was one of the citizens who took up arms that day.
Fighting on the side of the riot?
I did my best, sir. We all did. It was early morning. One of my friends was a local gunsmith, and he handed out firearms to anybody who'd take one. You see, the Daltons got it in their heads to rob 2 banks at the same time. two banks on the same damn street.
Ага.
Story was Bob Dalton's girl was always writing him about how he had no ambition.
Где наши, где чужие?
You're nobody next to Jesse James, she'd say. And finally, the bastard took his brothers to Coffeyville just to shut her up.
Right. It's always the woman's fault.
Не туда! Ну ладно, попытка номер 2.
He can't stand against the Daltons.
Идите, пидорасы!
Well, the locals recognized the Daltons right off. Before they could get away, half the town took up arms to defend their property.
Их бесплатный замедлитель времени кончился, я таки о своей племени хули. В чем проблема-то? Блядь, глаза слезятся. А, пошла. Блядь, хотел дверь выбить. Не дали. Чего? Гравированный на револьвер с узором. Да какая разница? Хуй знает. Да похуй вообще. А вот и Джонни.
The brothers paid dearly for their stupidity, but everybody knows they had it coming.
There's more to it than that. I read all about that day, so I know for a fact that it went down very differently.
Ну заебись.
It was high noon. A posse of U.S. deputy marshals were on the rooftop across the street.
Get ready, boys. They're gonna make a move.
The lawmen had been tracking the Daltons for months. Now they finally had them dead to rights. Among them was a bounty hunter feared by many a lawbreaker. This man had no intention of letting the Daltons slip away. They met an adversary that day who had no fear and offered them no quarter. The marshals tried to get the Daltons to surrender.
They'll give up eventually. We just gotta wait to suck the bitches out.
This bounty hunter knew that the brothers were far too proud to ever lay down their guns. He went in there alone to confront those criminals. One of the marshals shouted, "Where are you going? Are you crazy?"
Hey, where do you think you're going, dumbass? That rifle's mine.
But he paid him no mind. He saw a way to get around to the back of the bank. Then he figured out how to hit the Daltons from a direction they weren't expecting.
Ты чё, куда мне сейчас? Ага.
But, fortunately, a water tower was right there.
Ага, во-во-во. Отклоняйтесь от истории. Чуть не завалил миссию. О чем я вам и говорил.
A moment later, he was climbing up a steep ladder, laughing at danger as he did. It was brave men like him who risked their lives to tame this wild country.
Что, куда мне надо? Ага, туда. А вы что, шутите? Я вам не Assassin's Creed, ёпта. Пошла нахуй. Пердак бомбанул. Это мой.
We've got company. God damn you!
Heroic men like him did what other men couldn't or wouldn't to make this country free. Like Jim Bowie and Davy Crockett, who died defending the Alamo.
Что тут нахуй, блядь? Ага. Так, спецфлот тут. Ну ладно.
Is that Silas Greaves? Son of a bitch!
Слава Сарикс! К вашим услугам. Парень что-то совсем прикорнул.
That's right. Run! God damn him!
Ага, смородичек. 2 из 3. Еще уровень, отлично. Так, что тут? Может, вот это? Давайте попробуем вот это. Посмотрим, что дает.
Over there!
Нахуй! Послан!
That's Silas Greaves! What the hell?
Сайлас Ривз!
Blam! Blam! He came away victorious, taking down those thieving Daltons.
Show yourself, coward!
Да я здесь, это ты покажись! Это было опасно! Блять! Чё за нахуй?
His name was Silas Greaves, and when the dust finally settled, he was the last man standing.
Sorry, kid, but that just wasn't the way it happened.
Вот так вот.
It was early evening, not high noon. I was late to the party and Coffeyville was already up in arms. The Daltons blew up a safe and were all set to hightail it out of there. Those pathetic deputies surrounding the bank were dropping like flies.
Лох! Лидер, любовник, лох,
I'd
братья
been tracking
Далтоны.
those jokers for months, waiting for them to do something reckless.
А как насчет этого?
Finally, they did. Those stupid bastards decided to rob 2 banks at the same time in the same town where everybody knew them. But they still had friends in Coffeyville. Waste your bullets. Go ahead.
Всех накажу нахуй!
Face me, you coward.
Ты чё, хоть бы себе шеи попутал? Сидит он тут за дверью. Так будет точно. И быстрее.
I caught sight of the Daltons running with the money and didn't want to lose them. The problem was, they knew the town better than I did.
Get those
And to
boys!
top it off,
Shoot 'em down!
I found myself in the middle of another shootout entirely.
We gotta get out
Did
of
the
here.
Daltons hole up in somebody's house?
No, it was the Smiths, I believe. They were cousins of the Daltons. And they were shooting at the Browns, who were shooting at the Daltons. Which wasn't any surprise, because those two families have been feuding forever. And since the Joneses are related to the Browns, they shot at the Smiths, pissing off the Heimhoffers, whose daughter recently... Well, bullets were flying every which way as all the old feuds in Kansas caught fire all at once. There was a hell of a lot of pissed off people in Coffeyville that day. But that's just the way life is sometimes. It happens.
Чуваки, сегодня ваш день. Смородочек. 3 из 3, второй раз, когда я все собрал. Так, где чё, кто? Ага.
The Dalton boys knew I would never give up. Those Daltons weren't the sharpest knives in the drawer, but they always stood together. They set a trap to slow me down and allow at least 2 of them to escape. The third brother stayed behind to plant me, just in case that trap of theirs didn't work.
Ебать, бородатка какая! Охуеть не встать! Дичь мне какую-то, блядь, втирает, пидорасы! А вот здесь я как на ладони, блядь.
It was Emmett, the youngest, and he decided to stand his ground and face me down.
I ain't afraid of you, Silas Greaves. This is where it ends for you.
He was determined to protect his brothers.
Вот и зря, что ты меня не
Good
боишься.
how he felt. Taking me on all by his lonesome wasn't exactly a recipe for a long life.
И тут я уклонился.
I'll blow your damn head clean off!
Ты заебал, ты чё там? На! На!
Gonna beat you like a red-headed
Дело плохо. Так, побережем, значит.
I'll blow your damn head clean off!
But Emmett Dalton survived the robbery in Coffeyville. He's the only Dalton who did.
They say he was shot 23 times.
Well, Dwight, who do you think put all those damn holes in him? But I have to admit, that boy had grit.
Ура!
We'll get those suckers.
It took me a couple of days to track the Daltons down.
They can't get away with this.
And in that time, a whole party of local vigilantes offered to lend a hand.
We'll track him to the ends of the earth.
They seemed as determined as me to find those outlaws. But as we headed into those swamps, it was like I had my own private army. There was no way those boys were getting away this time.
Да уж. Ну!
It was early fall, right? Beautiful time of year. At least you had the weather on your side.
Not by my recollection. It was damp and foggy as hell.
А вот и туман.
It was tough to stay on a true course, so we kept an eye out for landmarks. It was autumn. The maple trees were in full color, red as blood. The rains that year were torrential, so the whole area was flooded. The vigilantes had spread out wide, and pretty soon I couldn't see anybody.
Bury them in the swamp. Put them where they stand.
Some bitches ahead of me wanted to do me harm, so I had to face them alone. I wondered why my compatriots didn't come running when they heard the shots.
So did you find the Daltons?
Not yet, but I did have the questionable pleasure of meeting a few of their friends.
Сука, ясно? А вот ты угадал. А ты волк поймал.
The boys had established quite a reputation by that time, so they attracted all manner of riffraff to their cause.
Ready to meet your maker. Don't take that from me.
Давай. А вот ты угадал. А машинку ты поймал. Блядь, динамит! Не хочу динамит. Он не вкусный.
Brother, I'm gonna make you pay for that.
Бум! И кабум! Вот так дела и делает. Я потом на записи посмотреть, мне там какие-то цифры запредельные выпали. Бум! И кабум! Бум да бум! Классно! Бесплатно!
Put a bullet in.
Сука! Думал, попаду!
Bring it on.
Ладно, на полтишок. Поговорили.
Gonna blow you into next week, boy.
Еще на полтишок.
And my reinforcements was nowhere to be seen. Point being, I was under serious attack.
легко.
You're a dead man!
Обрезала винтовка, это неинтересная.
I'm sending you to hell!
Контрольная точка. Чувак пригорелся. Давайте еще раз.
A barn materialized as if right before my eyes. I scrambled up top to get a better view.
Амбары тут возникают. Разные. Что за нахуй? Что приколщик такой?
Just ended up falling inside.
So, how did you get out?
The barn doors was open. About right then, I saw some suspicious characters running for the bushes. Of course, I followed them. But that goddamn swamp was like a goddamn maze, and pretty soon I had no goddamn idea where I was. Steve? So I just started walking, and pretty soon...
Как можно на болоте спать? Тут же холодно. Ну и аккуратненько, пустился.
Steve? Steve!
Huh? Oh, no, I'm listening.
Indians surrounded me from all sides.
Какие нахуй индейцы? Уже были?
Indians? They were Indians.
No. I just wanted to make sure Steve was paying attention. Now, where was I?
You were following the Daltons through a swamp?
That's right. See, Steve? Dwight's paying attention.
No, I'm listening. I was just resting my eyes.
Сука, там самый ушел, гад.
The Daltons.
Right. See, there's a reason so many outlaw gangs are made up of brothers. Being a brother is a very sacred thing. It's a bond like no other.
Я заблудился. А, нет, нашелся.
Bounty hunters! Stop that son of a bitch!
So did you ever find the damn Daltons?
Not yet. But I did find a few of their cousins. You Kansans breed like rabbits. More Smiths or Heimhoffers or who knows what.
И новая способность. Или еще лучше. Ага! Вот это хочу.
But hell, what's more important than family? I bet Ben knows what I'm talking about.
Дай перезарядиться хоть. кусочек есть. Ебать, гробы. Кладбище, что ли?
Kill that goddamn bounty hunter! That beat us all!
Блин.
You hear me?
Умер от кровопотери.
You can't get me. Keep shooting. I don't mind.
Ага. Двери что-то сами с собой падают.
Show yourself.
Так, ну что ж, уважаемые дамы и господа, была контрольная точка, давайте с вами на этом остановимся и продолжим уже в следующих сериях. Спасибо всем, кто был со мной, спасибо всем, кто смотрел меня. Ставьте лайки, вешайте гайки, пишите комменты и увидимся с вами в следующих сериях. Всем счастливо, всем удачи, пока-пока.